Hi everybody, welcome to the Python tutorial. In this tutorial, I'm going to set up a guessing game to let you guess a number provided by the computer. It is a number between 1 and 100, and the computer will guide you to approach the answer by telling you whether your guess is too large or too small. Then the computer would tell you the number of trials you have used in order to get the correct number. And finally, the computer would ask you to play the game or not. Again, let us see the implementation of this game. In order to set up a random number, we have to rely on the random package from Python. So I have to import it first. Random is a module provided by Python, which can give you a way to generate a random number. I will use the functions provided by this module later. The user has to at least guess the number once, so I can set a variable to remember the intention of the player to do the guessing game. I can set the variable play game to store the intention. For example, I can use a small letter y to indicate the intention to play the game. Since we don't know the number of times the user is going to play the game, that means he can guess 3 numbers or 4 numbers or even more. So I don't know the number of times I have to do the iterations, so I can use a while loop to help me do this task. If the play game variable is still equal to y, the computer will loop over again to continue the guessing game. For every set of the game, the computer would generate an answer by means of the random module. I use randint method of the random module. It means that the variable answer would be a random integer between 1 and 100. So answer can be 1, 2, 3, 4 up to 100. And then I have to set up a variable to store the user input. We can call this variable try number. I make a prompt to let the user input a number, and then I store the number in try number variable here. Okay. Try number is a string when we use the input command here. So I have to change it to an integer before I can do the comparison between try number and answer directly. I use int command to change try number from a string to an integer. The game will need at least 1 iteration to let the user guess the number correctly. So the counter would be at least 1. If the user input is not equal to the answer provided by the computer, I would prompt the user to give a larger or smaller number. If the user input is larger than the computer value, I would prompt the user to provide a smaller number by saying that your number is too large. On the other hand, if the user input is smaller than the correct answer, it means that the number provided by the user is too small. I will prompt the user to input a larger number by saying that your number is too small. After the prompt, I have to save the value provided by the user again, so I can reset the try number to be another user input. You see, I combined two lines from line 10 and 11 into one line, shown on line number 19 here. Since the user input is not equal to the computer value, more trials are needed. So the counter would be added by 1 to increment the value stored in the counter variable. We will explain the effect of the counter a bit later. If the user is able to get the answer correctly, this while loop will no longer be executed. Instead, I will simply say that you got it. You tried how many times to get the answer correctly. So if the user is able to get the correct answer in just one trial, counter will still be 1 because this whole while loop is not executed. The counter value will still be 1. Okay? If for the first time the user is not able to get the answer correctly, counter would become 1 plus 1, which is equal to 2. If the while loop is executed again and the user is able to get the answer correctly, then this part will no longer be executed. So the counter will still be having a value of 2. Okay, so if the user uses only 2 trials, I will say that you got it, you tried 2 times. And after the user has guessed the number correctly, I will prompt the user to play the game again or not. So I will say something here. The prompt is continue, and the play game variable will store the user input. If it is equal to y, which is a small letter y, the whole game will be executed again. If the play game is no longer small letter y, the game will end. That means I will jump out of the whole while loop to the line that is beyond line number 22. It means that the program ends. So let us see the effect. I guess a number. I try 60. Oh, it is too large, so I have to guess a bit smaller. How about 50? Still too large. 23? Too small. So the number is between 23 and 50. And how about 42? Too large. So the number should be between 23 and 42. How about 35? It is too large. 32. It is too large. 30. How about 29? 28. Yes, I got it. The guessing number is 28. I needed 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9 times to get the answer correctly. I want to continue the game, so I press Y, enter. So I will play the game again. 70, too large. 26, too large. Oh, so the number should be pretty small. 13, too small. So the number is between 13 and 26. 21, too large. So it should, may we try 20, too large. 18, too small. So it should be 19. Yes, I got it. I tried 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 times to get the correct answer. Continue or not? I don't want to continue, so I press any other letter other than small letter Y. For example, I press N, small letter N. Okay, the program ends. My implementation is a bit intuitive and straightforward, but it may not be the most efficient version. If you can think about any improvement of my code, you can post your code on the comment section of this web page, which is below the video. If you like this video, please give me a like, and don't forget to subscribe to my channel. Thank you for watching.